Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. Brandy here from Artisan Bee Boutique. Coming on today to share with you another new journal. This one's kind of a journal scrapbook hybrid for Halloween. I got some paper on sale the other day at Joann's for a really good price, so I decided I wasn't going to do any more Halloween, but I decided I had at least one more in me, so I decided to put this little cutie together, and I really like how this came out. I used some recycled cardboard from an Amazon box to make the covers, front and back. This one is a ring bound album, as you can see the rings here, and it measures just over 8, so about 8 1/4 by about 4 inches. So it's a good size. And here you can see it, a little bit closer look at the way I put the covers together. That's the back. I love this look on a Halloween journal. It just kind of gives it a, I don't know, adds to that kind of spooky, creepy vibe, I think, you know? Kind of reminds me of a haunted house, maybe like the Bare Walls or something, I don't know, something like that. Gives it just a neat vibe. So it's ring bound, as you can see, it's got the rings on it, which as your journal grows bigger, you could always take these out and put a little bit bigger ones in there to make more expansion space. These are the 1-inch binder rings that open and close easily, as you can see. I did a cool tassel hanging from the top one here with all different fibers and fancy yarns and such. And this one here I think is really cool. It's got like gold and has that netting, kind of netting look to it. And then in here we've got a couple little, I tied in a couple of little antiqued jingle bells. There's 2 of those in here, so it kind of makes a little noise when you move it. And so that just gives it a nice kind of flow right there on the spine. And then on the cover, I pinned this cute little glass vial with some orange stars in it. As you can kind of see, they're really sparkly and pretty. Just gives it a really cool, just a nice little touch for the magic of that Halloween feeling. Actually, I'll leave that off. And then on the tie closure here is just some coffee stained fabric seam binding. So before I take that off, I want you to get a good look at that. So I just took some seam binding and coffee dyed it. Okay. All right, let's open her up and look inside. We'll look at the cover really good here. On the cover, I just did kind of a collaged design with the scrapbook paper. There's a little pull-out tag here with lines so that you can personalize. That fits right in there. There's some cheesecloth backing. I love the way the cheesecloth just kind of gives that spooky, kind of almost like a spider web look and feel. There's just like an inked silk flower here with a cool looking button that I found. It has like just holes, it had holes all the way around it, and then I just adhered a little gem there. And this was a piece of a greeting card, a Halloween greeting card, and so was this here. And we got these little super happy little Halloween kiddos here from Tim Holtz, little paper dolls on the cover. So your cover's interactive. You can pull the tag out and personalize it. And take a look on the inside here. I'm not gonna pull out every single, I put a lot of clip-ins in this journal so that you have plenty of things to pull out, use for photos, to write on, journal, put your memorabilia and your keepsakes in. So there's lots of little, you'll see lots of little clips in here, and there's tags and tuck spots, but this will give you an idea. Like the tags are double-sided, so you can use both sides. And then we've got some journaling cards throughout too. This was also this was the rest of that greeting card. So that was like the outside of it, and I just thought that was cute, a cute starter page for this one. Get a better, little bit of a glare there, but I wanted you to see what that looked like. Okay, and then all the clips that you see throughout, these are my distressed clips that I make, and then I've putting a lot of this cheesecloth like scraps throughout. You can see how that kind of just gives that the kind of spider webby, cool, creepy vibe there. You can remove those. I did not attach them to anything, so they're kind of just slid in under the paper clips. So they're removable. So if you choose to take them out, maybe use them in, you know, another way, or just if you don't like them, you know, you can remove them and replace them with something else. As you can see, it's kind of like there's loose threads, so you'll have maybe a little bit of loose threads that here and there. But I just like the way that little effect that it gives the outside of the journal there when it's closed, because I didn't want to make this one too frilly. That way it would be good for anybody who was interested in it. It's not, I didn't want to make it just, you know, masculine or feminine, but, you know, a little bit of, for a little something for everyone in there. And so I've got some, like I said, just some clip-ins, different pieces, all the tags, you know, handmade tags, and then some Tim Holtz ephemera. There are coffee stained papers for writing. All of each and every page has hole reinforcers. Sorry, I'm out of frame here. Sorry about that. Hole reinforcers that I use some inking on to give those more of a distressed look as well, but I wanted to reinforce each and every page, front and back, so that they're not going to pull out easily or tear on you. Because there are some older pages in here of like vintage, you know, vintage children's books, things like that. And then the coffee dyed paper and some little pieces from like an old, you know, kids Halloween activity book, I think it was. So you'll just see little things like that throughout. This is a write-on wipe-off, so that's fun. You can use a dry erase marker on that. And then I made some cool little coffin shaped tags just for fun. You can write on the back or use these however you like. And he's actually like kind of a little tuck spot there, this little guy. I left some pages blank so you have spaces to put your Halloween photos. Cute little skeleton guy waving hi there. And you can see the foil on the pages too as well in the scrapbook paper. And lots of writing cards, journaling cards, tags throughout. And then I used some fabric pulls on them. This was a page from a vintage kids Halloween activity book. It's got some kids drawings, and I folded it in half so that if you wanted to open it, take it out, open it, and look inside, you can also see the inside of it. And these are all removable pieces here. And to make the little tucks with the owls, I just did some fussy cutting on this, on some of the scrapbook paper, and just made little tuck spots here and there so you can slide your cards or your photos underneath there. Removable. Boo. And a vintage children's book page there. And then another piece of that dry erase card there behind that one. This is from a vintage Casper the Friendly Ghost. Oh, that just turned, my fan turned the page for me. Vintage Casper the Friendly Ghost comic book that I have. I've been just kind of using little pieces here and there in my journals, my Halloween journals. Some of the pages have belly bands so you can remove the little tags and things from underneath. And these are just some little writing spots that I tucked in. Just a little foldable pieces that you can use for your journaling. And more tags. I love that, the shininess of that, the sparkliness of the foil, the foil in the scrapbook paper. And, you know, when I do the pictures for my listings, sometimes you just really can't see that, you know, you can't make it out real well in the photo. So I like to do these videos so you can really see like some of the details that I cannot get into the photos when I list these in my Macari shop. We're only allowed 12 photos, so I do photo like collage or grids, whatever you want to call it. And I try to get like 4 photos into a collage for each photo so that you're getting, you know, so I can get as much in there as possible, but that also takes away from the quality of each photo. So it's harder to see the real, true details. This was just a fun page from a Halloween, like a magazine, with different, you know, party recipes and things like that. And just some more tucks in here. And that one says Book of Spells, and this is another little tuck spot here, so you can slide things underneath there. And just a little piece of ephemera here. Talks about the constellations. And then this one is not adhered to the page because I wanted to leave loose pieces for you to be able to move around and customize the book the way you want. So you've got plenty of little cards and tags and things to do that with. And these fine ladies here are not attached either, so you can remove them, move them around. And this is another page from that children's activity book, Halloween activity book. I want to say that was from the 60s or 70s, but I'm not 100% sure. You can see the age with the staining on it, and somebody had written in it. I kind of love those little special accents, that finding those vintage books and children's things, activities and things when they people wrote in them. Just gives it more character. And then there's a larger coffin tag that I made, and I just made it in a little tuck here, so you've got a journal card back here and just some little scrap journal pieces here. And another belly band here with a tag. And another recipe page with a little kitty tag peeking out there. And some little girls here. This is just a fold out for journaling. As you can see, lots of pieces in here, you know, for you to, you know, interact with and move around as you please. You can move the pages around. That's the beauty of a ring bound album, is you can move the pages wherever you like. If you don't like the order that they're in, you can change them, you can take away, you can add to. There's just a lot you can do with a ring bound album. You can also make it bigger by adding larger rings. So that's fun too. It's another page from that. It's such a fun page. I'm going to open this one just so you can see why I don't cut them. It's just because I want to keep the integrity of that, you know, so you can see the whole thing there. And I love the color, just that vintage color. So I didn't want to take anything away from that by cutting it down. And like I said before, these are not attached. I just have them clipped in there. Sorry, I'm not in frame again. Just have them clipped in there just for an effect. And again, you know, if you don't like them, you take them out and maybe put something else that you do like. I just like the way it looked, and it gave it kind of that webby, creepy effect. Monster crossword. And then the last page here, again, hardcover because it's corrugated cardboard and recycled material, so that's always nice. And she says, enjoy your Halloween, and she's just sitting there hanging out on the, you know, near the moon with an owl, and yeah. It's a pretty quick flip through. Sorry for it being, I didn't want to pull out all the little pieces because, you know, sometimes I pull them all out, but sometimes, you know, I want you to be able to kind of go through this when you receive it. But I wanted you to have a little more information than what I can fit into the pictures in my listings. And that's why I've been making these videos, so that anybody who's interested in my journals, if you're just looking just for inspiration, or if you're interested in purchasing, I have photographed this one, and it will be available for purchase in my Macari shop, which is linked on my channel there. So you can click on that, take a look at this one or any other of my journals that I have available. I love the way this looks just from the different angles and stuff. Now this one will stand up on its own, but as you can see with the ring binding, it's not as you know, sturdy as one that has a sewn binding as far as standing up on its own. So it's probably one of those best displayed laying on an end table, or, you know, propped on a mantle. You can prop it against something. I try to make my journals as much of a display piece as a personal item, because, you know, when you have something like just for a holidays, you know, for example, Halloween or Christmas or whatever, it's just nice to be able to put those things on display. Especially if you fill them with photos and memories and just thoughts of, you know, family activities and things like that. It's just nice to be able to put those on display and have it be something that is part of your home decor and your special memories each year. As time goes on, you take those out and you share them, you know, with your family and with your close friends. And I want it to be part of your, you know, something that you can feel like you want to display it because it's a little work of art and a part of your family history. So I put a lot of attention and love into the details of my journals, just so that you can really feel like you're getting a unique piece that you're not going to find in, you know, you're not going to find another one anywhere else, because I don't make any of my journals exactly alike. There's been times in the past, over the last 20 years or so, where I've had people say, you know, ask me and say, I really like that, whichever, you know, so-and-so journal that you made, can you make me one like it? And yeah, of course I can make one like it. I will not make an identical copy, because I don't want anyone to ever have something that they bought from me be like identical to somebody else's. It should be a one of a kind. It should be special. So I just, you know, try to keep everything unique and at least, you know, change it up. But if somebody sees something they like and they missed out on it, of course I can make something similar to that. But I want all of my, you know, buyers and people that are interested in my work to have unique experiences. So when you purchase something, I want it to be, you know, something that you can say this is a true one of a kind and special to you, for you. So I'm getting lots of wonderful comments on some of my videos, and I really appreciate it, because I'm very new to this. This is not something that I have ever really felt comfortable doing before. So even though I've been making my journals and selling for many, many years, about 20 now, I've never felt comfortable with doing the video. So this is a new thing for me, the video part. And I appreciate everyone who's been interacting and leaving just really sweet comments about my work and just interacting with me. I really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to more interactions and getting to know people. And I appreciate you taking the time to just come on here today and take the time to sit and look at this journal. And, you know, my other ones that you've already looked at. So if you did like this video today, if you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And to those who have, I welcome you and I thank you so much for, you know, taking the time and for being here with me. I thank you for, you know, just the interactions, for the comments, and it makes me feel happy, and it makes me feel blessed and want to keep doing this. I want to keep making the videos and keep sharing my work. Again, you know, obviously I sell it, but it's more than that. It's, you know, I like to share with you. I like to be inspired by other people's creations, but I like to hopefully inspire someone else with mine. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you again in my next video. I hope to see you there. Bye.